Now we will be dealing with the new concept of election. Yes. So in this concept, we will see the concept of election used in percentage topic. Okay. So basically, in election, we see that there are two candidates. Let's say candidate A and candidate B. The election is happening between these two candidates, and of course, one candidates win and other candidates will lose. Okay. The winner candidate will get some amount of votes. Let's say winner candidate gets 80% of votes. Okay. Winner candidate will get 80% of votes. And of course, then the candidate who lose the election will get 20% vote. That is, B will get 20% of vote. Total number of vote will be always 100%. 100% will be what? Total number of votes. Yes. Total number of votes will be always 100%. And if A won the election with 80% of votes, so by default, B will get remaining 20% of votes. Yes. Okay. If A get 80% of votes and B get 20% of votes, then by how much votes does A won the election? Then by how much vote does A won the election? Okay. For that, what we have to see A got 80% and B got 20%. So they have asked you by how much vote, means they have asked you margin. They have asked you margin between A and B. So to find out that, what we have to do, we have to subtract this. See, A got 80% of votes and B got 20% of vote. So A won by how many? 60% of votes. A won by 60% of votes. So the margin of votes is 60%. Yes, the margin of vote is 60% between whom? Between A and B. Yes or no? Yes. So this is one concept, that the difference between winner and the person who lose. Yes, in this case the difference is 60. So 60 will be the margin of votes by which A won the election. Are you with my point? Okay. So first we will see total number of votes will be always 100%. Yes. In this 100%, the winner will get some percent of vote. In this case, winner got 80% of vote, and the remaining vote will be got by another person, that is B. Yes, and the difference between the person who won and the another person will be the margin. Are you getting my point? Okay, this margin could be of percentage margin and number of votes margin. Yes, we will see this number of votes margin in upcoming questions. Okay, so this is the basic concept. Yes, this is the basic concepts of election. Yes, so we will be dealing with the question, with the very first question. And these are the types. These are the types of election questions. First, it will be of margin based question. Second, we have to find the winner or lose person's votes. And third is of valid and invalid votes. Valid and invalid votes. Okay. First type, we will start with margin. Okay, this is the very first question. What does the question says? Question says that in an election between two candidates, one gets 75% and won by 250 votes. Find a total number of votes. Okay. So how will you solve this type of question? For this, what they have told you, they have told you there is election between two candidates. So assume the two candidates is candidate A and candidate B. So the election is between these two candidates A and B. Okay. Okay. Now total number of votes will be always how many percent? 100%. Total number of votes will always how many percent? 100%. So this 100% will be total number of votes. Okay. So in from this 100%, one person got 75% of vote. From this 100%, this A got, let's say A got 75% of vote. A got how many percent of vote? 75% of vote. So then how many percent of vote does B got? Of course, B will get remaining, that is 25% of the vote. If A gets 75% of the vote, so then B will get remaining, that is 100 minus 75, that will be 25% of votes. So B will get 25% of votes. Yes, but another statement is given that one candidate get 75% of the votes and won by won by 250 votes. So this 250 is the margin. This 250 is the margin of votes. Yes. Now this 250 is the margin of votes, but here the margin is here the margin between A and B. Here the margin of votes between A and B is nothing but how many percent, sir? It is 50%. Here the margin between A and B is how many percent? 50%. A gets 75% of the votes, so B will get 25% of the vote. So the margin will be 50% of the votes. Yes, we get the margin of 50%. But in the question, they have given you the margin of 250 votes. So 50% of the votes is equals to how many votes? 50% equals to 250 votes. 50% is equals to 250 votes. So what we have to find? We have to find the total number of votes, and the total number of votes nothing but 100%. So we have to find the value of 100%. What we have to find? We have to find the value of 100%. Okay. We have the value of 50%, that is 250. We need the value of 100%. So how you will get the value of 100%? 50% value is 250. So 50 is, by when we multiply this 50 with 2, what we will get? We will get 100. So then 100% value will be, if we are multiplying this to this side, we have to multiply this to here also to balance the equation. So if we multiply 50 into 2, that is 100, we have to multiply this 250 into 2, that will be 500 votes. So here the 100% value is nothing but 500 votes. So the total number of votes will be 500 votes. The total number of votes will be how many, sir? It will be 500 votes. Are you getting my point? Yes. Now we will move to the next question. Yes, what is the next question here? In the What is the question says? In election between A and B, yes, A and B, A got 45% of votes and lost by 140 votes. Find the total number of votes. Again, there is election between whom? A and B. Okay. Here A got 45% of vote. A got 45% of vote, and total vote will be always 100%. Total number of votes will be always 100%. So 100% is nothing but what? Total number of votes. Are you getting my point? So 100 will be total number of votes. From this 100%, A got 45% of the votes. So B will get how many? Very good, 55% of the vote. So B will get 55% of the vote. If A got 45% and B got 55%, then what will be the margin between A and B? What will be the margin between A and B? Yes, it will be 10%. It will be 10% margin. So this 10% nothing but margin between A and B. Yes, so it will be 10% margin. But here the margin is given of, see, the margin is given as 140. So this 140 vote is nothing but margin. What the question says? Question says A get 45% of votes and lost by 140 votes. So this lost by means the margin between the A and B. So the margin is given as 140 and we get the margin as 10%. So what we'll do? We'll equate this 10% as 140 votes. Are you getting my point? 10% as 140 votes. So if the value of 10% is 140 votes, and what they have asked you total number of votes. If the value of 10% is 140 votes, and they have asked you the value of what? Total number of votes. So total number of votes is what, sir? Total number of votes is 100%. Total number of votes is 100%. So my 10% value is 140. So then my 100% value, I have to find the value of 100%. Okay. So my 100% value will be, this 10% value is 140. So I have to multiply this 10 with this 10 to get 100. So if I'm multiplying this 10 here, so what I have to do? I have to multiply this 10 over here also to balance the equation. So I have to multiply this 140 with 10. So what will I get? I will get 1400. So my total number of vote will be what, sir? It will be 1400. So 1400 will be my total number of votes. What? Total number of votes. Are you getting my point? Yes. So 1400 will be my total number of votes. Yes. Okay. Now we'll move type 2. So type 2 will be number of vote got by individual person. We have to find the number of votes got by individual person. So in this type, the very first question will be, what is the question? The question says in election between A and B, yes, A got 65% of votes and won by 360 votes. Then find the number of votes B got. Yes, here also you have to do the same. Total number of votes will be 100%, will be of 100%. So this 100% will be what? Total number of votes. Total number of votes will be what, sir? 100%. Yes. If the total number of votes is 100%, then A got then A got 65%. So what will we get? B, what percent will be get? B will get remaining, that will be 45%. Yes, not 45. It will be 35. So B will get how many? 35% of the votes. If A gets 65% of the votes, of course B will get the remaining, that will be 35% of the vote. So A get 65% of the vote, B get 35% of the vote. Then the margin between their votes will be how many? Will be of, very good, 30%. It will be 30% of votes. And in question, the margin is given as 360 because they told you that A got 65% of the votes and won by 360 vote. It means the margin is 360. So the value of 30 will be what? The value of 30 will be 360. Are you getting a point? The value of 30 will be what, sir? It will be 360. So the value of 30 will be 360. Then what you have to find? You have to find the number of vote B gets. You have to find the votes B get. Yes. So B's vote is nothing but how many percent? 35%. So you have to find the value of this 35%. Value of 35%. So the value of 30% is 360. You have to find the value of 35%. So what we will do? We will first see the value of 1%. We will first calculate the value of 1%. The value of 30% is 360. To calculate the value of 1%, what you will do? You will just divide this 360 with this 30. So you will get the value of 1%. So 0, 0 cut, 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6. So the value of 1% nothing but 12 votes. Value of 1% is 12 votes. Yes or no? So what you want? You want the value of 35%. If the value of 1% is 12 votes, then the value of 35% will be multiplied by 35. So the value of 35% will be, when you multiply this 12 with 35, what you will get? Now we know the multiplication of this is 2 by 2 multiplication, that is 13 multiplied by 12. It is of course 2 by 2 multiplication. So what we'll do? We'll first multiply this unit. So 5 twos are 10, 1 carry, 3 twos are 6, and 5 ones are 5, 3 twos are 6, 5 ones are 5. So 6 plus 5 will be 11 plus the 1 carry. It will be 12. So 2, 1. Now 3 into 1, 3, and this one 4. So the value of 35% will be 420 votes. So the value of 35 will be 35% will be 420 votes. So the number of vote B got is nothing but 420 votes. Yes. Are you getting my point? The number of votes B get will be 420 votes. Yes or no? Okay. Next question. What they have asked? They have asked you in an election between C and D. Yes. D got 45% of the vote and lost by 110 votes. Find the vote get by C. Got by C. Okay. Same. What we'll do first? We'll first consider total number of votes is 100%. So this 100% is what, sir? It will be total number of votes, which will be 100%. So here C and D. So C gets how many percent of votes? D gets 45% of the vote. D gets 45% of the vote. So of course, how many percent of the votes will C get remaining? That will be how many? 55% of the vote. So C will get how many percent of the vote? 55% of the vote. If D get 45, then C will get the remaining, which will be 55% of the vote. So the margin between C and D's vote will be how many, sir? It will be, of course, 55 minus 45. That will be 10%. So the value of 10% is given here as 110. Yes, so the value of 10% nothing but 110. So what you have to find? You have to find the number of votes C get. What you have to find? You have to find the number of votes that C gets. Okay. So the value of 10% is 110. What you want? You want the value of number of votes C got. So C got 55% of the vote. So the value of 10% is 110. What you want? You want the value of 55%. You have the value of 10%. Just multiply this 10 with this 5. You will get the value of 50%. So the 50% value will be, if you multiply 5 here, you also multiply 5 here. So you will get the value of, by multiplying 110 into 5, you will get 550. So the value of 50% will be 550 votes. Yes, value of 50% will be 550 votes. But you want the value of 55%. Again, you have to calculate the value of 5%. You know the value of 10% is 110. So you want the value of 5%. Means half. By doing half here, you have to half 110. So you know the half of 110 will be how many, sir? Come on. If 110 is divided by 2, you will get 55. So the 5% of will be 55. So 50% value is 550 and 5% value will be 55. So add this 550 plus 55, you will get 605. So the value of 55% will be 605. So C got 605 votes. Are you getting my point? Yes. Are you getting my point? Now we will see type 3 questions where we will be dealing with invalid and valid votes. So before dealing this with invalid and valid vote, let me first explain this concept. Okay. So in election, so basically in an election, what happens? Yes, we always consider the total number of votes as 100% of votes. So total number of votes will always be 100%. Total number of votes will be always 100%. Okay, but sometimes due to some technical glitch or anything, the vote is will counted or not counted. Sometimes, let's say some votes are invalid, some vote will be from this 100%. Yes, from this total number of votes, some votes will be valid votes, some vote will be valid votes, and some will be invalid votes. Yes, from this total number of votes, that is from this 100%, some votes will be valid votes, some votes will be invalid votes. But yes, and the main result or the main result will depend on this valid votes. The main result will depend on always this valid vote. Means what I'm trying to say is that the person who won the election will get the vote from this valid vote. The person who won the election will get votes from this valid votes. Yes, and will lose the election also get from this valid votes. Invalid vote will not be counted. Only this valid vote will be counted. Are you getting the point? Yes, this invalid vote will not at all counted. Only this valid votes will be counted. Yes, I will repeat it once again. See, there is a election. 100% is total number of votes. Yes, from this total number of votes, there will be some invalid votes and will be some valid votes. The winner will get the votes from this valid votes. Yes, the winner and the person who lose will get the election, will get the votes from this valid votes. This invalid vote is rejected. The election now will take place only from this valid votes. Are you getting my point? Yes or no? If you try to take example, we'll be seeing this through an example. Wait. Okay. Let's say there is election. So total number of votes will be 100% of votes. Of course, this will be total number of votes. Yes, from this total number of votes, let's say 10% of the votes is 10% of the vote is invalid. This is total number of votes, that is 100%. And from this 100%, 10% of the vote is invalid. 10% of the vote is invalid. So how many valid votes will be there now? There will be 90% valid votes. That will be 90%. So this 90% is valid votes. And the winner and the loser will get the election. Sorry, will get the votes from this 90%. Yes, let's say I told you that the winner got 50%, 55, sorry, 50%, not 50%. Let's say winner got 60% of the vote. So what you will do now? You will take the 60% of this 90, 60% of this 90. So it will be 54% winner will get, and the person who loses will get 90 minus 54. Yes, are you getting point? So it will be 36%. Yes or no? The winner will get 60% from this valid vote, and the person who loses the election will get this vote minus valid vote. Are you getting the point? Okay, we will see. So in this question, what they have given is they have told us that in an election between whom? Between Suresh and between Ramesh. Election will be between Suresh and Ramesh. Okay. So the total number of votes will always be 100%. Yes, so 100% will be what? It will be total number of votes. 100% will be total number of votes. From this 100%, 10% of votes is invalid. What? 10% of vote is invalid. The valid votes will be, of course, 90%. Valid votes will be 90%. Okay. If the valid vote is 90%, then what they have told you, Ramesh got 60%. Ramesh got 60%. So Ramesh got 60% from this 90. So Ramesh will get how many? Ramesh will get 56%. Yes, Ramesh will get 56%, and Suresh will get 90 minus 56. That will be what? 34%. Yes or no? Are you getting my point? 34%. Now the difference between 56 and 34 will be what, sir? Sorry, the 56. Sorry, it will be not 56. It will be 54. It will be 54. So 60% of 90 will be 54, and it will be, and Suresh will be not 34. It will be 36. It will be 36%. So Ramesh will get 54% and Suresh will get 36%. So now what they have told you, Ramesh got 60% of the votes, valid votes, and won by 720 votes, So the margin is 720. Now here the margin is 54 minus 36. It will be how much? It will be 18%. 56 minus 32 will be 56. Sorry, 54 minus 36 will be 18%. So the margin over here, this 18% is your margin. And then question, the margin is given of 720 votes. The margin is given of 720 votes. So 18% is nothing but what? 720. 18% nothing but what? 720. So if the value of 18% is 720, what they have asked? They have asked to find out total number of votes. Total number of votes is nothing but 100%. And you know the value of 18% is 720. So you have to calculate the value of 1%, which will be what? 18. Yes, 40%. The value of 1% will be 40%. What they have asked? They have asked total number of votes. Total number of votes is nothing but 100%. And you know the value of 1% is 40. 40 votes. Value of 1% is 40 votes. The value of 100% will be what? It will be 4000 votes. So the total number of votes, that is 100%, will be 4000. Are you getting my point? Yes, total number of votes will be 4,000 votes. Okay. Now this, moving to next question. In this, what does question says? Question says that in an election between Rajesh and Suresh again. Yes, election between Rajesh and Suresh. Yes. Okay. First, 100% will be my total votes. 100% will be my total votes. Now we will see. See, election between Rajesh and Suresh. 20% of voter ballots paper was blank. 20% of voter ballots paper was blank. Means the paper, means the votes was blank. So actual votes is nothing but what? 80%. So the actual votes is 80%. Actual votes is 80%. Now, what they have asked, they have told from this 80%, 34% of the 30% of the vote is invalid. So from this 80%, 30% of the vote is invalid. So 30% of this vote is invalid. The valid votes will be what? 30% of 24, 30% of 80 is what? 30% of 80 is what? 24. So 80 minus 24 will be 56. So 56 will be what, sir? 56% will be your valid votes. So from this 56, Rajesh will get how many percent? Sukesh will get 25%. Sukesh will get how many percent? 25%. So from this 56, Sukesh will get 25%. 25% will get by Sukesh. So 25% of 56 is nothing but what? 25% of 56 is nothing but what, sir? It will be 14. Come on, yes or no? It will be 14. So 14 vote, 14% will get to Suresh. And now 56 minus 14. 56 minus 14, that is 42. 56 minus 14 is nothing but 42. So 42% of the vote will get by Rajesh. And 14% will get by Suresh. And 14% will get by Suresh. And 42% will get by Rajesh. And the margin will be of how many, sir? 42 minus 14. The margin will be how many, sir? 42 minus 14 will be, which will be 28%. So the margin will be 28%. And they have given you the margin here is 280 votes. So 20%, 28% will be of 280. They have asked you the number of votes Rakesh got. The number of votes Rakesh got. So Rakesh got how many? 42% of vote. You have to find the value of 42%. You have the value of 280%. So what? You have to find the value of 1% first. So the value of 28% is 280. So the value of 1% will of course 10%. 10. So the value of 1% will be 10. Value of 1% will be 10 votes. So you have to find the value of 42%. That is the vote of Rajesh. Rajesh ka vote is 42%. You have to find the votes, total number of votes Rajesh got. Rajesh got 42% of vote. So 1% of votes, 1% will be 10 votes. So 42% of vote means 42 into 10. That will be 420 votes. So Rajesh got 420 votes. Getting my point? Yes. See, what they have told you, they have first told you the 20% of voter ballots are blank. So total number of votes is 100%. Now 20% is removed from this 100%, which was blank. Yes, which was blank. And from this remaining, now 80% is your remaining. From this 80%, 30% votes are invalid. 13% vote are invalid. So the valid votes is nothing but 56%. So 56% is valid votes. And from this valid votes, Suresh got 25% of vote, means 14. And remaining will get by Rajesh. So the difference is 42 minus 14, which will be 28%. And the value of 28% is 280 votes. The value of 1% will be 10 votes. They have asked you the value of Rajesh votes. Rajesh got 42%. So 42 into 10, that will be 420. Are you getting my point? So this was all about the election based concept. Hope you guys understood the concept. Okay. Thank you.